win since the 9-0 down at Southampton over 4 years ago. Their biggest win home and away this season. More goals to the tally, firmly in top spot and away from third. And Jerry Taggart, we just need your man of the match.
Oh, right, okay, man of the match. Oh, so many great performances today, but I'm going to give it Patson Daka. He scored 2. His work rate today was phenomenal. And obviously he got the ball rolling as well, put Leicester on the way to what was an emphatic victory. So Patson Daka gets a nod.
Dak attack it was for Leicester. 2 for him, 2 for Vardy. What a day it's been here in North Staffordshire. Leicester leaving handsome winners again, as they did in their last visit back in 2021. It finishes Stoke City 0, Leicester City 5.
Yes, Leicester City's biggest win of the Championship season. No wonder those players are smiling and clapping. The away supporters there in Stoke. A 5-0 victory for Leicester City. David Nugent and Matt Elliott will join me, Dan Bates, in the studio as we assess that emphatic. Patson Daka smiling. A couple of goals for his name, a couple of goals for Jamie Vardy as well. Matt Elliott, you'll be pleased again. You said before the game, hopefully it was going to be a convincing and easy afternoon, and that's really what it turned out to be.
Yeah, I wasn't that surprised with the ease with which Leicester went on to win the game. Pretty convincing from start to finish. You never quite know, don't get me wrong, but I mean, Stoke, listen, they're trying to get things together as best they can under a new manager, but they're having a tough time, aren't they? And the last team you need coming to town is Leicester City right now when you're under the weather and struggling a little bit. So Leicester came there and I wouldn't say strutted their stuff from the off, but they looked pretty handy, didn't they? We spoke at half time about the different options. They can hit you from all sorts of areas, and that proved to be the case in the second half as well. And it ended up a bit of a rout, and not surprisingly so.
Yeah, very fitting banner as well in that away, and playing football the Enzo way. And it's got Leicester to where they are in the table, Nuge. That is now 11 clear of Southampton, who are second, 12 clear of Leeds in third. Ipswich are about to lose. So it'll be, 13 clear of them as well?
Yeah, massive win away from home again. Stoke were poor, weren't they?
Yeah.
They didn't really get that first shot in the first half with Campbell, which Hermanson saved. But second half, it was just normal service resume for Leicester. Attacking at will when they want, keeping possession when they want, creating chances left, right and centre. Another 3 goals in the second half to complete the route, and just an easy day for them in the end.
The scenes we saw there were the players, going up to receiving the adulation of the supporters and showing their appreciation in return. Becoming familiar scenes, aren't they? Really, and that becomes a little bit of a habit for the players as well. A little bit of not a bug, but they'll be getting used to doing that, but they'll enjoy doing it as well.
Yeah, right next to the tunnel as well, so
exactly.
It's perfect for the minute there.
Love all that. The supporters are loving it. It's just a feel-good factor all round, isn't it? And that rolls into their performances as well and their mindset as players.
Yeah, we've seen a few away ends like that have been able to celebrate this season.
Yeah, Matt, the away form is unbelievable. The best in the Championship, and performances like that away from home, it just shows that how well it is hard to win away from home, but Leicester just made it look so easy. Convincing 5-0 victory.
Just as well suited, aren't they?
Yeah,
I've said it before, but
it's
just as well suited away from home as they are here at Kim Power.
I think it's a little bit harder for them at home because people do just stick behind the ball, where away they have to try and implicate their own game on Leicester, and it not works at the minute for anyone.
Yeah, it was just convincing, wasn't it? That's the best way to describe that.
Yeah, full of confidence, aren't they, individually, throughout. You could talk about the positives from Leicester's point of view endlessly, pretty much. Not just today, but throughout the course of most of the season. So many people played a part. So many people, are contributing, and you saw that again today. People come off the bench. Vardy today, in this occasion, bags himself a couple, and it's just sort of almost run of the mill for Leicester players. If it's not one, it's another. It's not them, it's someone else. And it's a luxurious position for the manager as well, but at the same time, he's doing an excellent job, you have to say, and so are the players.
This was a hard time. Obviously, Casey on the yellow card, so I think Enzo's got to take a bit of credit for that. as a young lad, Casey could have easily got wound up in the second half and got a second yellow. Enzo's seen that and brought, experienced Dennis Pratt into midfield, and I'm not sure what happened with Vestergaard. Maybe he's took a little knock, or he's given Ben Nelson more minutes that he deserves.
But there's no worries either way, is there? If there is a little niggle with Vestergaard, now Ben Nelson, or you got Connor Cody, not so long ago, England international, waiting to come in, step in. Ben Nelson looks as good as any of them to me at the moment, and certainly will be. And yeah, throughout, isn't it? He takes Ricardo off, Hamza. Not a problem. Dennis Pratt, current Belgian international.
James Justin coming on.
Yeah, it's
just endless, isn't it? Come on, got an assist as well.
Exactly. What a ball that was, by the way. Yeah. So as an opponent, Stoke, I nearly felt sorry for them, not quite, but they're flagging, they're toiling, they're getting a bit of a chasing, and those players come on. They're like, they dream for one of those players to be in their squad. Well, certain individuals, and then they see a break like that, and you've got James Justin herring up the right-hand touchline like a racehorse there, and he whips that ball across, doesn't he? And there's Jamie Vardy. You knew the fate before it got to him, didn't you? And as a player, opposition player, you're like, what are we dealing with here? They've been happy to keep it down to 5 in the end.
Yeah, just talking about the ball from JJ, Vardy hasn't got a break stride, has he? It's just a perfect ball to just run onto and hit it first time. And when your subs come on, you want them to make an impact, and they've all done that today.
Yeah, exactly. And they do regularly, don't they? Substitutes make an impact. More and more so these days as well. It's more, they have more influence on the game, really. It used to be a sort of super sub situation and hope for the best. But these days, it's all part of the tactical approach from the off. And Maresca does it as well as anyone.
Yeah, we spoke before the game about the strikers, didn't we? About who it might be. Vardy, Cannon, Daka, the 3 options there. Or Iheanacho, as we know, is injured. But those 3 are brilliant options. It was Daka who got the nod. He gets 2. Vardy comes off the bench and responds with 2 himself. Yeah,
and Cannon will probably start next game though. Just the way it goes. Obviously Vardy's, he does what he does best. He's in the 6-yard box. First one for the tap in, second one penalty. We're just showing the goals again now, but that's what he's got to do. He's got to come on and show Enzo that he still wants to be part of this team, and he's done that by coming on and scoring 2 goals.
Yeah, and there was no doubt with the penalty, and we saw his celebration as well. Jamie Vardy went to the away end, had a little moment, and then thought, oh no, it's some unfinished business with one of the Stoke fans. So he went
well, he's received his bit of stick from them, I'm sure. They're quite vocal, aren't they? And Jamie not one to shy away, as we know.
He gets everywhere he goes, doesn't he? I'm surprised he was only left when he went over there. It looked pretty empty come the end of the game, didn't it?
Yeah, that was quite a mild reaction for Jamie, wasn't it? But listen, why not? He enjoys it, and there's something helps him be the player that he is as well, having that sort of mentality, really. Keeps him churning out performances like he does. But listen, it was, I was going to say, it was Daka's day, it was Vardy's day today, just as likely to be Cannon's next time out. I don't know if you even say, take your chances and take your chances and see where it takes you, because there's no guarantees with this manager and this squad how it is. But it all bodes well for individuals, down the line, because things will get remembered. But it's a little bit horses for courses, as Maresca mentioned in his pre-match talk. But it's also what mood the manager's in a little bit, isn't it? He's like, I'll give him a go today. But I'm sure there's more method behind it than just that. But whoever you pick, they're going to do a job for you.
Which is exactly what we've seen all season. That's why they've won 23 of the 30 league games that they've played. It's staggering. Yeah,
it's a great record, and as we say, he's not afraid to make changes. We've seen where he's made 5 changes in a game one time, and next game he'll make 1. It's just however he feels, how he wants the game to go. If he thinks Daka's going to run in behind and cause problems, he'll play Daka. If he wants someone to link it up, it's more likely to be Kelechi. He can do what he wants. He's got options available all through the squad, and wherever he sees fit goes at the minute.
Still to come here on Matchday Live. We'll get more thoughts from Jerry Taggart, who is on co-commentary for us this afternoon. Hopefully we'll also get some reaction from pitchside following Leicester's 5-0 win over Stoke.
Who wants to join me? shopping at King Power. 3-day, 2-night stay booked. See ya.
To the rooftop bar.
To snap a photo for my IG.
To eat the famous pad thai.
The new collection is calling me.
Sure, there's a perfume I want. Let me ask my sis.
Yes, of course I'm going.
Leicester City, Fox never quit.
Let's go. It's possible because King Power is more than just duty-free. Shop latest trends in beauty and gadgets, your coolest staycation, the legendary pad thai, best street food in town, a place to support your team, a fancy dinner, enjoy shopping at downtown stores and online, or even the thrill of a new experience. Explore your everyday possibilities. The power of possibilities. King Power.
The new season's nearly here and the opinions are getting stronger.
We've got serious pulling power now.
Oh, to get the top two players now.
Aye?
It's like I've been saying, if he settles the squad, we'll be back on top.
Only this time we're going for the quadruple.
You are joking, aren't you?
The time for talk is nearly over.
With over £4 million in free bet giveaways and huge price boosts, kick off your season with Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Jameson Black Barrel unlocks a richer taste experience from barrels charred black by fire for notes of butterscotch, toasted oak and, ooh, moments like this.
You're built different. Breathing new life into broken. Taking matters into your own hands. Assembling big dreams from the small things. Never stopping until you find the right part at the right price. That's the eBay way.
Hello, football fans. This is a smart meter display. It helps you tackle energy usage, manage your spending, and keep you on target. Now that's a hat trick. Search Get a Smart Meter today.
Jameson Black Barrel unlocks a richer taste experience from barrels charred black by fire for notes of butterscotch, toasted oak and, ooh, moments like this.
The new season's nearly here and the opinions are getting stronger.
We've got serious pulling power now.
Oh, to get the top two players now.
Aye?
It's like I've been saying, if he settles the squad, we'll be back on top.
Only this time we're going for the quadruple.
You are joking, aren't you?
The time for talk is nearly over.
With over £4 million in free bet giveaways and huge price boosts, kick off your season with Sky Bet. That's betting better.
Welcome back to Matchday Live here on Fox's Hub with me, Dan Bates, Matt Elliott, fresh from his EastEnders excursions, David Nugent and Jerry Taggart join us as well.
You can't just drop that in, you've got to explain that.
Well, I think there's been a few comments, shall we say, on the YouTube today.
Saying I should run the Queen Vic?
Yes, exactly that, exactly that.
Sounds like a good job to me. Interesting.
Jerry Taggart, I'm sure, would head in for a few pounds, wouldn't you, Jerry? And probably will do tonight to celebrate that victory. Convincing, comprehensive 5-0 win for the Foxes today.
Yeah, well, I think they should be free, especially if I'm going in to see him work behind the bar.
You wouldn't be allowed in, son, to be barred from the off.
Yeah, going back to your point, Betsy, yeah, I mean, that's as good as I've seen in a long time today. Leicester never got out of second gear, and again, could have been 6, could have been 7 easy. Scored 5. What more do you want? Emphatic. Yeah, it was incredible. Some of the performances today were incredible. Never give Stoke a sniff, and when they did, the keeper comes up with 2 really good saves. So yeah, fantastic day's work.
Yeah, it really was, wasn't it? Just that's the best way to describe it. Convincing, fantastic day.
Yeah, as Jerry said there, they didn't get out of second gear. You know, I don't know if Stoke were really bad or Leicester were just that good. But it just looked so easy on the eye. Every time they got the ball, they were half Harry Winks. Every time they got the ball, no one round them. You know, if you want to stop Leicester from playing, you stop Harry Winks. And
I'm going to cut you off.
Okay,
You've probably seen why.
Yeah,
Patson Daka is speaking to our commentator James Fielden.
At this point, I think we just have to do everything that we can to make sure that we get maximum points from each and every game that we play.
And in the end, the team were just coasting, weren't they? You know, it was so easy in the end for you guys.
Well, it's not easy, but we try to make it easy. To be honest, it's something that we constantly do in training. So it may look easy, but it's not easy. We put in a lot of work each and every day, and I'm glad that it's paying off every day.
Who is the actual penalty taker in this side? Because so many of you have taken penalties this season. Is it just game by game, whoever feels like it, or not?
Well, of course, when Jamie Vardy is in there, he's the first penalty taker, and the rest of us, we share, if I should say. But honestly, everyone is confident enough to take the penalties, and as you can see, everyone who steps up is scoring, which is important for the team, because at the end of the day, we all want the same thing. We share the same goal, which is helping the team, and yeah, you can see it happening.
5-0 biggest win of the season so far. Do you guys even need that confidence boost at the moment because of the results you're getting?
Yeah, we need it, because every game is different, to be honest, and every game has got its own challenges. So each and every game that we play, we try to go in with a different mindset depending on the game and the opponents that we are playing. And hopefully it's not it won't be the biggest win of the season, but we can even go more for the remaining games, and yeah, we'll see what happens.
Does the manager need to say anything to you after a game like that, or does the result speak for itself?
No, he needs to speak each and every day, every game that we play, because you know we are human beings. We constantly need a reminder. We always need to. He needs to make sure that we are not comfortable, if I should say, and he just needs to keep on pushing us and reminding us that the journey is too long. We need to keep our heads down and continue working each and every day.
Really well done today.
Thank you.
That was an ever-smiling Patson Daka. Every time he does an interview, regardless of win, draw, or defeat, he seems to be smiling. Really bubbly, infectious character, and he will be happy, rightly so. Another 2 goals to his name.
Yeah, that's his job. You know, as a striker in the team, when you start and you have to come in and score the goals to, try and keep your place in the team, and he's got 2 today. You know, a great interview. He speaks really calmly, really happy-going guy there, and yeah, he says, is the confidence, you need that confidence. He goes, yeah, we need it in every game that we play. And he said, and Enzo's got to keep reminding that every game's different, and it will be. And every game will be tough, but in different circumstances. But it's just up to Leicester to keep doing what they do best, is play the Enzo way and keep winning games like they do.
Yeah, I think when you look at their performances, they're not always sort of like flamboyant as such. Despite the scorelines, they're scoring a lot of goals in sometimes sort of unspectacular fashion. They scored 5 today, which is obviously the biggest of the season in terms of winning margin. But it's quite simple but effective football. But it's patient as well, isn't it? And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of skill attributed to it that goes along with it. But it's not flash and fancy, is it? No. It's not sort of... you don't have to, individually, you don't have to do anything extraordinary, but it's just a culmination of the collective and the movement and making the space and knowing what pass to make and when, and it's pretty impressive stuff, really. And it's got more substance and more reliability, really, than relying on someone's individual talent. That's a bonus on top, as and when it's required, but a lot of it is down to sort of like almost a mechanical system at times.
I think they work on it that much in training that automatically just on the pitch it just goes, it comes off the training pitch into the game. And these patterns of play, as we say, they just do it on the training pitch. And when you get onto the pitch, you do it in real life. And it's working. That's probably the easiest game I've seen Leicester play this season in terms of keeping the ball and doing what they want on the pitch.
But that works better in the long run, doesn't it, in terms of percentages? In terms of keeping it long enough to create the time and space for something to open up. But it's working.
Absolutely, it's working. Leicester City, 23 wins from their 30 games. And the man at the helm is Enzo Maresca here. He is speaking to James Fielden.
Especially for the performance of the player. I think the first half an hour was unbelievable. We played very good, creating many chances, controlling the game. Then the last 10 minutes of first half, we concede 2 yellow cards that we need to avoid, absolutely. And then second half, we start again in the same way. Yeah, it was a good day, clean sheet, so very happy.
It must have been great preparation because you created so many spaces in between their lines in the first half, and you could tell their fans were getting so frustrated by it, but it was happening time and again for you.
No, yeah, we found many solutions, and the reason why was because they play in the way we expect in the game. The problem is when you expect one team playing one way, and then when the game starts, they are playing different way. So you need to adjust, you need to adapt, and that requires time. But today they were playing exactly in the way we expected, so we create many chances.
And you've scored 5 goals. I'm sure you're aware of Leicester's 9-0 win at Southampton over 4 years ago. It's the biggest away win since then as well. So that's quite a statement for your side today.
Yeah, very happy. But as we said, in this moment, it's important to win games. I think we are in the last part of the season, so we need to be consistency, and then probably game after game we see where we are, and hopefully we can reach our target.
I'm sure you'll analyse the game, but certainly watching from upstairs, to us and Jerry Taggart, former Leicester defender, felt that you weren't even maybe out of second gear at times. Like you could have gone so many more levels higher and probably had many more goals as well.
No. To be honest, probably this is the feeling from outside, but from inside, it's not second gear. It's the way we play that sometimes looks like second gear, but we are just wait for the moment. Then we attack with the ball, but we also defend when we have the ball. So we attack and we defend having the ball.
I think we know why you took off Casey at half-time, probably because of that yellow card. But what's the story with Yannick Vestergaard and Mavididi seemed to have a small injury in the second half as well?
No. The only injury problem was Yannick. Then Casey was, for the yellow card, to avoid the second yellow card. And Steffi the same. He was already booked, so we changed. But they are both okay. The only one is Yannick that he felt something.
What's the specific injury with Yannick?
Yeah, muscle problem. We see hopefully it's not a big problem.
Well, really well done today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enzo Maresca there speaking after the game. He'll be a happy man, rightly so, Jerry, won't he? You were watching that game, obviously, how convincing it was for the Foxes, and Leicester, as we saw from the banner in the crowd, playing football the Enzo way, certainly working.
Yeah, well, it's worked all season. Even I've said it before about even in a couple of games that they've lost, they were the better teams in those games. It was interesting that he mentioned the clean sheet today, scoring 5 goals, keeping a clean sheet. Very happy. So it sort of means that we were mulling over a late goal against Swansea, really, and it sort of shows that it means something to him conceding late goals or conceding sloppy goals, which didn't happen today. And that's why it was a complete performance. He's got to come away. It doesn't matter where you're coming away to. I know Stoke's home record isn't great, but to score 5 goals, keep a clean sheet. How often does that happen in your career? Not very often, believe you me. So this is a day to remember.
Yeah, is that fair point, isn't it? Really, you score 5 goals, you don't concede one, you play as comfortably as it seemed to be.
Perfect afternoon, as you said. Clean sheets are massive. For the defenders, they would have been disappointed with that Swansea one they conceded the last minute. Being 3-0 up. But again today, Stoke didn't really look like scoring, did they? I think they had 2 chances in the first half where Mads made two worldy saves, to be fair. And scoring 5 goals, we're different goal scorers, 3 different goal scorers. So yeah, ideal situation for the players to be in. As Jerry said, you don't get many 5-0 victories away from home and keep a clean sheet and go away happy.
We said during one of those interviews there, Leicester have won 23 games this season. They've conceded 23 goals. So they've won as many games this season as they've conceded goals. That can't have been done many times in the game.
No, pretty impressive, but it's just one of many stats and records that Leicester have already broken this season and probably will continue to break or record, certainly throughout the remainder of the season, really. But listen, every time you watch Leicester, you know, they intrigue people for different reasons at times. You know, some people, you watch games and you think, oh, what's all the fuss about? And then other times you think, oh, they're just levels above. Majority of the time, it's the latter. You know, in this division, they're pretty much too hot to handle, aren't they? Most of the time, that's the honest truth of it. The majority of the time, they're not, you know, the completed version just yet. They're still a work in progress, which is why sometimes they have lapses and they let the opposition into games at times, and sometimes, you know, you just off your game a little bit collectively. But that happens very rarely, doesn't it? And you know, they do look exceptionally strong, don't they? You know, throughout, and it's impressive stuff. And as Maresca mentioned there, James and Jerry saying, sort of, oh, maybe not got out of second gear. I thought that, you know, maybe a gear higher maybe than that was appropriate today. But whichever way you look at it, but that's them. They play in like a methodical way, don't they? And they pick and choose when they want to slip into third and fourth, and they're quickly back into playing, you know, their sort of mechanical rhythm, if you like, and into the fold. And they just grind teams down as well. They beat them in different ways. They beat them with a bit of quality. They beat them with a set piece occasionally, if you want. They beat them with a good cross. Or, I don't know, you name it. Leicester can pretty much produce it at different times. Not constantly, but at different times in the game.
Jerry, you gave your man of the match at the very end of the game, didn't you? Patson Daka, you went for his 2 goals in his industry in that first hour that he was on the pitch?
Yeah, I think so. You know, Harry Winks, Ricardo was exceptional today. I mean, I could have given it to Ricardo. I thought he was superb defensively. Superb. Harry Winks again, running the show in midfield. I mean, fast, solid, looked solid, played solid. So, well done, Mike Fast. Done brilliant for the goal, for the penalty. I mean, there were so many good performances. Dewsbury Hall again. I mean, he's a different level. Let's face it. McAteer gets his goal, works hard again. So yeah, there's some really good performances today. But I thought, you know, Patson Daka, you know, you can, from where I'm sitting, you can see exactly what he was trying to do, and exactly what the manager wants him to do. And to boot, he gets 2 goals, which will do him the absolute world of good.
Yeah, who would you have gone for?
Yeah, he said he could have got a couple there, didn't he? But I just think Harry Winks is so vital to this squad. I know he didn't like score any goals, but he does the stuff that starts the attacks off. He's the one who receives the ball on the half turn every time a centre half gets the ball and gets the attacks going. You know, gives the ball to Ricardo or Dewsbury Hall, Dennis Pratt, Case McAtee, whoever's in front of him. You know, he's just so calm on the ball. He hardly ever gives the ball away. And as Jerry said, I think Harry Winks, Dewsbury Hall, Patson Daka.
Take your pick.
Well, take your pick. It's what you prefer and what you see on the football pitch. And obviously Jerry there, watching it from afar.
Yeah.
And obviously being a striker as well, you can see Patson Daka's work rate, what he does for the team. You know, we've seen a bit where he closed the keeper down, then he robbed it off the keeper early on in the second half or the first half. I'm not sure which one it was. He's got his 2 goals, and he was just prolific in front of goal today, and deserves his goals and man of the match when Jerry gave it to him.
Matt, we'll let you have the final say this afternoon on another winning day for the Foxes.
Building myself up for this one.
30 played, 23 won, 3 drawn, 4 lost. They're 11 clear of second, they're 12 clear of third, 13 clear of fourth. 5-0 today. It's been another brilliant afternoon.
Good night, you just said it.
What do you want me to say to that? I'm not going to quote Gerald famously, job done, because it's not job done just yet, but a long way off, to be fair. In fact, a lot of work to be done. But I'm confident in the long run. And why wouldn't you be when you watch a performance like that? Week after week, Leicester dominate games. And you know, they're back on track with a little winning sequence. It just looks so strong throughout, squad depth, etc. And That was a pleasure to watch this afternoon.
Absolutely. We've got plenty more coming your way here on Foxy Sub. So if you've not had enough of Matt Elliott's voice, then you can get plenty more of that. We've got extra time, of course, on Monday evening to assess this victory over Stoke City this afternoon. 5-0 it was at the Bet365. We'll be back again in a week's time. It's another away game at Watford. Vicarage Road will be the venue for that one. It is a 3 o'clock kickoff. That means we'll be live from 2 p.m. And the latest edition of the podcast, Leicester's The Place with Sol Bamba, is available for you as well. Wherever you get your podcasts, you can also watch on YouTube and on Foxy Sub. Really fascinating insight from the former Leicester central defender. That's all we've got time for here on Matchday Live on Foxy Sub. Big thank you to Jerry Taggart, who travelled to one of his old clubs, Stoke, this afternoon. Thanks to David Nugent and to Matt Elliott for their company alongside me here on the sofa. And another great day for the Foxes, who are hopefully heading towards promotion. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.